Hello, this is Sunil Sunder Raj with Jersey Sporting News. Today, I'm happy to be speaking with Joe Repetti, a junior quarterback on the Muhlenberg College Digging Mules football team, a graduate at Ocean City High School in Ocean City, New Jersey, and quarterback on the varsity football team. Once again, Joe, thank you so much for taking time out to speak with me today. And congratulations on your success. You've definitely as said, made a huge impact, there at Muhlenberg College.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me on here. This is an awesome opportunity, especially for all the Jersey athletes, to kind of talk about them. I wouldn't say we're forgotten at all, but especially down in South Jersey, there's a lot less guys coming out of there and playing football at the next level. But this is an opportunity as you're expanding down to more South Jersey stuff, and talk about us and the athletes that we have down there. And I really appreciate you having me on here.
Yeah, no problem at all, Joe. The team is off to an outstanding start here in the 2023 season, undefeated at 4-0. You put up phenomenal numbers so far, completing 78 out of 109 passes or 1,186 yards and 13 touchdowns. They said, and on the flip side, 225 rushing yards. Could you talk about it? It said, again, and coming off a great 2022 season here as well.
We've just had great success on the offensive side of the ball. It starts with the defense. They've set us up in great field position all the time. They get turnovers when they need to. Give us the ball as much as they possibly can and allow us to produce as much as we can. We have a great offensive scheme. We like to throw the ball. Our head coach, Coach Millen, he calls the plays. He likes to run the ball. And sometimes we do have to pass the ball more than he wants to, probably. And I'm not going to complain about that whatsoever.
Yeah, no, definitely. Hey, prolific offense, scored 128 points in 4 games. Defense, as you said, has set the table, only allowing 59 points. And you really are able to distribute the ball in terms of the passing game. But, I was looking at, the stats here with the wide receivers. So, Christopher Ardito, James Knight, Timothy Buddha, Matt McKenna, and Pelton Sanderson. I mean, the fact that you have multiple targets there in terms of, as said, throwing the ball, that's got to be a great comfort to you, Joe. And I know it starts with the offensive line providing that pass protection for you as well.
Yep. So start with the offensive line. They do a great job pass protecting, run blocking, giving me time to go through progressions. And going back to those progressions, we're a pure progression read team. So we have 3 reads on each play. Start with 1, go to 2, go to 3, pretty much just like that. And knowing you have 5 receivers, 2 tight ends, whatever it is out there, running backs, all capable of catching the ball and getting yards after the catch, all across the field. It's just a lot more comfortable. You don't have to worry about skipping anybody. Anybody who is open, you can get them the ball, and you can for sure count on them to catch the ball and get more yards after the catch. It's just really comfortable feeling back there, knowing that you're protected well, and you got playmakers on that side willing to put their bodies on the line.
Yeah, no, I agree. And, with the running game, Ian Sizek and, Matthew Manning as well, don't want to forget about them in terms of the running game. I'm wondering, said, as you were heading here into your junior year at Muhlenberg College and on the football team, training for, this year and, just getting ready, both mentally, physically, for the grind. Can you describe that process, Joe?
So our field back at home, Ocean City's field, it's actually a city field, so it's all public. I'm always able to go on there and work out. There are a couple times over the summer with a couple of my brother's buddies, because some of my buddies don't play football in college anymore. But some of the other kids, my brother's buddies, they still play. One of the kids plays at Gettysburg in the same conference. And so I would throw balls with them. I threw with another quarterback that I used to play with. He's at Shippensburg now, Riley Gonels. And just kind of work out on the field there, run, just kind of whatever our conditioning test was for the year, just kind of do that, half of it, all of it, whatever it was on that given day. And then in the weight room, go to a little gym, Summers Point Fitness in Summers Point, New Jersey. Kind of get after it there and do what I need to do over the summer.
Yeah, it's terrific. It said you just came off just a phenomenal 2022 season. I mean, you think about it, nearly 2,700 passing yards, 33 touchdowns, 8 rushing TDs. When you look back on that year, I mean, I could rattle out. I mean, there are a couple of things that stand out. Of course, career high 26 passing completions against John Hopkins, 338 passing yards for Gettysburg, 6 passing TDs against Juanita, and 101 rushing yards for Franklin Marshall. When I, just again rattle that information, what comes to your mind when you look back on, so what we were able to accomplish last season, Joe?
All these stats and everything, they're all just a product of the things around me. I'm just
Yeah.
kind of going out there and operating as I should be. I'm not trying to over exceed at anything. I'm just throwing the ball to open receivers. Even if they aren't in the end zone, they make plays. Some of the touchdowns I've thrown have been really long, extra, really good runs. Really had no part in. Just put the ball on them and let receivers make plays. Have the rushing touchdowns were wide open holes from our offensive line.
Yeah.
Everybody just does a great job at putting points on the board, and that's why we're so proficient in the from an offensive standpoint.
Yes, definitely. And one of my, as I said, I have here on the screen. I mean, the first player to lead the Mules in both passing and rushing yards since 1971. That is just, remarkable. When you look at that, stat, that's got to bring a lot of pride and joy, Joe. I mean, just knowing that all your hard work really paid off, last season.
Yeah, it's a really good feeling, when the plays need to be made, they kind of just everything falls into place. If a scramble needs to happen, it happens. That's where a lot of my rushing yards came from. I really didn't run the ball that much, but when things opened up, I tried to make use of when I was using my legs. And obviously, people can't guard everything. They can't guard the legs, they can't guard the running game and the passing game as well, all at the same time. So that's kind of just how everything fell into place and just kind of worked out great.
Yeah, and I have to ask you, I said with that 338-yard passing yards against Gettysburg, first 300 career 300-yard game, and then you passed for at least 200 yards in every game but two. But this is the one that really tops it, is that bowl win against Lebanon Valley. I had to ask you about that game. Set the school record for the postseason game with a 882 completion percentage, throwing 4 touchdowns in only 17 attempts. I mean, again, just unbelievable, numbers there. Talk about that, particular game against Lebanon Valley, Joe.
That was a cold game. It was windy. It was not so enjoyable in the beginning of the game. I mean, it was. I was obviously hyped up and warm from the adrenaline running through your body before a football game. But I don't know. Things were just clicking that day. We ran a lot of good plays. Coach Millen was calling great plays for us. I'd go back to the O-line and the other guys, the receivers again, all doing their jobs, getting open, pass protecting. And things were falling into place just the way they needed to. And I was putting the ball in the right spots, making the throws that I needed to make.
Yeah, that's awesome to hear. Before we came on the air, and as you talked about, spotlighting, players, from New Jersey, that played high school football and now are on the college level. As I said, 39 players from the Garden State on this year's squad. I mean, the fact that you have players North, Central, South Jersey, you get to know the guys. I mean, that's got to be just having that chemistry. Just, not to dismiss the other guys from, other states as well, but just knowing that guys that, played football as well in New Jersey, that's got to be pretty cool, just as well, Joe.
Yeah, it's awesome. I actually played against a couple of guys on the team. Matt Papa, especially, he's a D lineman now. He actually picked me off in high school in the sectional championship game. Ball got tipped at the D line, and he was playing linebacker then. It fell right into his hands. It's awesome seeing these guys when you come actually meet them for the first time, because you know who they are, but you don't really know who they are until you get here and you're on the same football team for the 4 years.
Yeah, I agree. And one thing, it said from day one, the first time you stepped on the field at Muhlenberg College, put on that uniform, and I'm wondering that wearing that number 11 jersey, what that represents to you, personally, Joe.
So number 11, it's been my number for a little while now, and it just means all that more with the Muhlenberg above it. I worked at Ocean City, and I was proud of that as well. Nice little small town, love it there. And now we're in it for Muhlenberg. It's much of the same. I'm very proud of this place and proud of the people that are around here. The coaching staff, everybody around here is looking out for your best interest, and it's just a good feeling knowing that everybody around here wants you to succeed.
I know a lot of players. I mean, we're only a couple of years removed from COVID, still going through it, but talk about the challenges that, not only you, but it said other players on the team faced, said, I mean, very tumultuous, very difficult times, it said, seasons getting shut down or limited, it said, games. So talk about that, Joe.
So I wasn't even in college at that point. I was still
Okay.
in high school at Ocean
Yeah.
City. So I lost my whole baseball season, which was not very enjoyable.
Yeah.
Kind of just sit home all week knowing that we would have had a really good baseball team that year.
Hmm.
Went off some other guys, some of the older guys that didn't have that COVID season, they were in college. Um, they just didn't get that football season. It's a really unfortunate thing. And then they were supposed to play, I think, 4 games in the spring, and those 4 games got canceled because somebody on the team had COVID, and then the whole thing
Yeah.
broke out amongst the whole team. So it was kind of a scary situation for everybody. But at the end of the day, people coming out here using their 5th years up, allowing them to come back, play another year. Some of the guys that I'm playing with now, the graduate students, they wouldn't be here if that COVID stuff had never happened. So I'm fortunate that some of those guys are here because they're real ball players.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Hey, you talked about the coaching stuff. Head coach Nate Milner. I wanted to ask you the rest of the coaching staff as well. What that meant to you in terms of your development, and I said, playing that quarterback position as well, Joe.
Yep. So I interact mostly with Coach Millen and Coach Brown.
Yeah.
Coach Brown's our quarterbacks coach and special teams coordinator. And both those guys, they just watch a ton of film and they know tendencies. They know what plays we run the best, and tendencies of the other team. Coach Brown, I've never heard of anybody watching more film than Coach Brown.
Hmm.
He just has every little thing that you need to know about a team ready to go, and he'll let us know that on Monday meetings, and then things just start to fall into place. Other things get noticed during the week through film, and the coaching staff's always looking out for us. Academically, off the field, socially, coaches are there. If you need to talk for anything, you can have a meeting with them at any time.
Hmm.
Just they're the best people on campus for a resource if you need anything.
Yeah, that's fantastic to hear. I wanted to ask you support from the administration athletic department. You have Director Athletics Lynn Tupman, Associate Athletic Director Megan Petruno, and President Kathleen E. Herring. Just talk about that because I think that's essential, for a football program to succeed as well, Joe.
Yep, yeah, they're the best in the business. They've just always looked out for us again, just like the coaching staff, looking out for our best interest at heart. We have a motto, one heartbeat, and that really resonates with everybody in the program, everybody at the school, the coaches,
Yeah.
those athletic directors. They always have meals for us, lunches when we go to games, stuff like that. The buses are always on time, always there. They're always at our games, supporting us on the sideline, and it's just a really good feeling to know that everybody's got our backs.
Yeah, no, it's great to hear. And again, magnificent, facilities at Muhlenberg College. Talk about Scotty Wood Stadium. Playing home games there during the fall, Joe.
It's a whole heck of a lot more comfortable to just be at home.
Yeah,
That bus ride, whether it's there or back, it's just not comfortable. And it's hard to play on the road anywhere in college
yeah,
football. So knowing you're at home, knowing you have all your friends watching in the stands, home crowd, whenever it is, night game, day game, doesn't matter. There's always people there. They're gonna be cheering for you, hear your name in the stands. It's just a really good feeling knowing you're at home and seeing the same scenery you see every day at practice. It's a whole heck of a lot more comfortable.
yeah. That's tremendous to hear. As you mentioned before, Joe, it's just not being an athlete, it's being a student athlete. You're a business administration major,
Yep.
concentrating in management and organization concentration. Talk about that because it's not easy balancing that role out as a student athlete. A lot of commitment, especially on the athletic side, with games, practices, lifts, watching film. Talk about how you've been able to just dedicate that time, towards, and be organized, said with the academic part.
So in season, we got a pretty packed schedule. We got meetings every day. We have practice obviously for 2.5 hours a day,
Mhm.
and that is like a 5 hour block window with the meetings and the stuff like that. So there's some late nights every once in a while. I don't have any classes on Friday, fortunately, so that's a big day
Mhm.
for me to play catch up or get ahead for the next week,
Yeah.
whatever it may be. Our Mondays are pretty light as well. We only have I think it's like an hour and a half, 2 hours of meetings or so. And that's a huge day to get ahead of the week coming ahead as well.
Yeah.
So taking those opportunities not for granted and using them very valuably is been very beneficial to me. And I have a little bit of gap before practice every day after
Mhm.
classes, and I try to get some work done in there as well. So I've done a pretty good job balancing it so far, and I hope to do the same the rest of my time here.
Yeah, it's wonderful to hear. Hey, wanted to switch up gears and take it back to Ocean City High School.
Right.
Playing on the varsity football team. Your hometown is Petersburg, New Jersey.
Yep.
It said a three-sport athlete. It said baseball, point guard on the basketball team. I
Yep.
mean, to stay in shape year round, you know how much it takes, the commitment, if you want to be the best at your craft, 24/7, 365, and you definitely were able to meet those expectations. So describe that, your time there at Ocean City High School and, very rewarding for you as well, Joe.
Much of the same of the stuff I've said around here at Muhlenberg, it all
Yeah.
pertains to Ocean City High School. That coaching staff, all the teachers there, they were all great people. It's just a really nice little town. America's greatest family resort, they call it. Um, there's just people everywhere. They're looking out for you. Everybody's so nice. And then lifting for football pretty much lasted all year long, which really kept me in shape for every sport I was playing.
Hmm.
Basketball kept me in physical running shape. That lifting kept me in physical like strength shape. Um, and then I really never had time off, which I really never really needed it. I was always looking forward to getting to practice after school. Kind of take my mind off things if anything was happening in my life at that point. And just kind of let loose with all my buddies and playing the sport that I love at any given day, any season.
Yeah, it's fabulous to hear. And I know that 2019 was definitely, I said a year that you were able to put up again, terrific numbers there. Nearly 1,500 passing yards, 20 passing touchdowns, 4 rushing scores. Talk about that. I think the team went 9-3 that year, 4-1 in the league. Definitely said a memorable year for the varsity football team there at Ocean City High School.
Yep, yeah, that was my first year starting, and we were really optimistic. We had a bunch of ball
Hmm.
players everywhere. We had a really good offensive line. We had good playmakers on the receiving group, and then good running backs as well. Like really, really, really good defense. They bailed us out a lot, but we put up enough points to win a lot of games that year, and we went on a run. First sectional title appearance in a while.
Hmm.
I don't forget how many years, but it was plenty of time. And it was really good to see football back at Ocean City High School at that caliber. And then the following year, unfortunately due to COVID,
Yeah.
um, we were in kind of a situation with the playoffs as well, in another championship caliber game.
Hmm.
It was just great to see football back to where it was back in the late 1990s back at Ocean City High School.
Yeah, it's great to hear. I know you've been playing football for a long time. Your father played, as well in college. For you, what are some of the intangibles that really stand out about the game, Joe? That you come back year after year, and you definitely have that passion, that desire, to excel.
Um, Throughout my life, I've always just hated losing. I just kind of
Hmm.
do everything I can in my power, put everything on the line, to give my best effort on every single play, and lay it all out on the field. And if I didn't give 100% at the end of the day, I was disappointed in myself.
Yeah.
So just kind of going out there and working as hard as I possibly can every single play and executing to the best of my possible ability.
Hmm.
Um, Really, just it stands out for me as one of those tangibles that I feel is crucial to winning.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. And, I have the utmost respect for you, Joe. You're not the biggest guy, and I'm thinking, 6 feet, 170 pounds. And I'm like, wow, like, but, I said you got the heart of a champion, a warrior. It's just like, it's really great to see that. Talk about that, you have no fear. I mean, it's just like, whether it comes, I said to the passing and running game and just playing the sport.
I pretty much just at the end of the day, I just kind of put everything out there. I really want to make my
Yeah.
parents proud. They raised me as a great kid. They've done everything for me so nicely, and
Hmm.
I just want to lay everything out there for them and really make them appreciate the effort I'm putting in and make them proud of what they've raised.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up your family. That was going to be my next question. Just
Yeah.
the support from your parents, brother, just during this journey in football and through high school and college, what they've meant to you, because it said, without that, it's just, it's impossible, Joe.
Yep, it just means the world. It gives me something to play for, think about every single morning when I wake up. And they've been at every single game played or not played in my entire career in every sport. And it's a real commitment, and I understand that now. I maybe didn't when I was younger, but
Mhm.
showing up with all of their conflicts I'm sure they have in their lives earlier when I didn't even know about it,
Yeah.
and still being there, it's really impressive, and I appreciate that very much.
Hey, I was wondering, Joe, when you were growing up, was it always football? I know you played baseball and basketball, but like, just when you really made that turn towards football and really, said concentrated on the sport.
So it was football pretty much my entire career. My pops put
Hmm.
me in there pretty early. He played football. He played quarterback at Ursinus College, actually,
Yes.
in
Yeah.
Pennsylvania. So it was pretty much always football for me. I always loved the sports, basketball and baseball. I almost did
Hmm.
play baseball in college. I was considering reaching out to the coach here at Muhlenberg. Um,
Hmm.
but then I just figured that would be a real lot um, on my plate. So I just kind of set the focus on football, and I'm very glad I did it because I'm still enjoying this sport as I did
Yeah.
from day one.
Yeah, it's outstanding. Hey, I'm glad you brought up Muhlenberg again. I'm wondering, like, what made Muhlenberg the college the perfect fit for you, Joe?
The thing that really set it out from most other schools was when I had my player panel. My all of my recruiting was during COVID, which was really
Hmm.
unfortunate. I
Yeah.
was on campus for like maybe 20 minutes, 25, 30 minutes touring the place. It was covered in like 2 feet of snow, so that wasn't very ideal.
Man,
But the player panel I had on Zoom from my house in my living room, you could just tell that the players, it just meant more to them.
yeah.
They really wanted to play for Muhlenberg on their chest. They wanted to win football games. They wanted to be the best people they could be, um, including the coaching staff. They were all very supportive throughout the whole thing, telling me repeatedly, choose what you think is your best fit. They weren't saying choose Muhlenberg,
Mhm.
pick your best fit. And Muhlenberg ended up being that best fit, and I'm very grateful for that.
Yeah, it's awesome to hear. Hey Joe, before you get the final word and message here, I think you're just in a amazing spot here to offer some much needed advice for younger players and athletes because you were there one time, so now it's
Yep.
always coming full circle and being able to pay it forward now, and you know how competitive it's out there, for the high school kids out there, even younger. And now you got social media. So many pressures out there. So I'm wondering what you would say to those kids out there if they were watching this interview, just in terms of trying to move up the ladder, just trying to figure out, hey, is football the sport for me, or just trying to succeed, in athletics and also academics as well.
So for any younger guys out there, or anybody, just don't quit. You just can't give it up at any point. There was times in my football career when it was cold, I wasn't playing, and you just don't want to be there. You just don't feel the love for it anymore. Whether you're not playing well, you're not playing at all. If you really do love the sport, keep showing up, and you'll find out if you do love the sport. But you just can't fold too early. Give it a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, whatever it is. Just give it a little bit more time and see if things fall into place. If they really aren't the right fit, then it might be time to find something else. But
Yeah.
initial signs of conflict, just keep at it, and don't never give up.
Hey, one question popped into my head. I had to ask you about this because I cover high school football extensively here in New Jersey, and always think about Friday night lights and Saturday, afternoons during the fall. And I know it's special for you up, there at Muhlenberg College and Saturday afternoons, and even playing on Friday nights. But talk about it, like both in high school and college, but nothing better in this, especially in New Jersey. Said playing those in those high school football games. What did that mean to you, Joe?
Really, nothing beat playing on Friday nights under the lights in front of Cary Stadium crowd, by the Ferris wheel, by the beach.
Yeah.
It was a really really neat atmosphere, and I would always look forward to it every week in the fall. Playing in front of all my friends that I've known since I was a kid. As soon as I could walk, all the kids I've known. So it's just a really good feeling playing in front of those people and making everybody from your town proud. Impressing my parents' friends, my aunts, uncles, anybody in my
Mhm.
family. It was just a really, really neat feeling doing that in front of the hometown in that atmosphere.
Yeah, it's special just to have that community, sit behind you and your family as well and friends. Hey Joe, you get you well deserved the final word and message here for family, friends, teammates, and coaches at Muhlenberg College and Ocean City High School and your hometown of Petersburg, New Jersey. I really want to give you the floor. I know that a lot of people you probably want to thank here.
Yep. Yeah, I just start off with my mom and dad. Like I said earlier, they've just given so much to me, and I just want to do everything I can under my power to make them proud of everything I'm doing in my life and everything I'm doing in the future. So start with them, and then go to my brother Sean. He's 2 years younger than me, and he every game he just lets me hear it. Whatever mistakes I made in the game, he just lets me know, and I always take that to heart and try to fix those. He never harps on the good. I always ask him what he's got. He's always got something. So
Yeah.
that as well. And then I want to thank everybody, all my coaching staff, teachers, professors at the college level, high school level, and below for everything they've done for me, coaching me up, making me into the person I am today. Every person I've met along the way, they've just meant so much to me in a certain way, whatever respective way it may be. And that's a good feeling knowing that everybody's had impact on my life, and it's made me into who I am today.
Well said. Hey, Joe, just an incredible honor and privilege being able to speak with you. Again, congratulations on your success. Again, at Ocean City High School, here at Muhlenberg College. Wishing you all the best the rest of the season. You have another year left under your belt, and can't wait to see what you do. Again, representing your family, your friends, coaches, teammates, your hometown of Petersburg, New Jersey, and Ocean City High School proudly.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much for having me. I really appreciate this opportunity once again, and just looking forward to having a great year, finishing out this year strong, and hopefully the next year as well, and getting after it.
Sounds good. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.